So, hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Ascension Playground. This is your friend Ursie. And the playground, our whole focus here is to find ways to remember to be childlike and lighten up. So much of the esoteric wisdom coming through now is this idea of increasing our personal vibration. And sometimes as an adult, we get very heavy in our thinking, our mind. Sometimes those repeat thoughts that don't really build us up, but kind of bring in worry or anxiety. And 2025 is certainly going to be a year where change is inevitable. So, part of the reasons I really enjoy looking at astrology charts is I light up. I really enjoy looking at the cosmic portrait of what this soul chose to do in this incarnation. And can I see it or tune into it energetically? So it really is. And when you condense our lives down into what is it all about, in many ways, it's a beautiful bouquet of stories, either the stories that we learned about ourselves as a young person going through an educational system in a particular culture or country. And then as we get older, perhaps in the chapter like I'm sitting in, the latter third, um, is this idea of, well, what stories do I want to enjoy and do I think ring true for me? So looking at astrology, it's like, wow, let's see what this cosmic portrait is about. And I want to give a shout out, thank you to Mary for allowing me to take a peek at your astrology. So I'm using a Canva program, and I pulled a chart working with the Julia Balaz Galactic astrochart.com, the free calculator. But this particular image you can access if you are part of the Galactic 101 course or the practitioner's course. And if that's of interest to you, please feel free to use the links, the affiliate links I share below in this video recording. Okay, Mary, what do we see? Oh, right away we see Leo is rising. So starting off, like, what was that snapshot of you in your birth moment? And so I like to think of that idea of the story, the fairy tale of the Sleeping Beauty, Aurora. When she was born, she was graced by certain little fairies that came in. She will have the gift of music. She will have the gift of beauty. She will have the gift of intelligence. So when we look at an astrology chart and then later bringing in the galactic star gifts and challenges, it helps me see right away, as I tune into it, what did you really want to do in this life? And yes, we see the Leo rising, and Leo is, of course, governed and ruled by the sun. So your sun is placed in Taurus in the 10th house of vocation, you out in the world, oftentimes a career. So you are what we call a double Taurus because both your sun and your moon are placed in the 10th house of you out in the world. So the ruler of your chart, because you are a Leo rising, is this gorgeous sun, 25 degrees of Taurus, 14 minutes. All right. But here's the interesting thing that you did. See these blue lines? This is creating a little bit of a seesaw, energy that's going, oh, we can read. Oops, there's my timer. Let me pause for a moment. So when we look at these blue lines and we see that they're basically a seesaw of oppositional energy, where so much is happening in your 10th house, and then it's counter punctuated by the 4th house. Looking at your lunar nodes, we see that you came in, right? The south node, working with the moon right on top of your moon. So perhaps a past life with your mother or whoever nurtured you as a child. We see your ability coming in with being able to communicate, at 29 degrees of Aries. not afraid to say what you think and feel, but the challenge for you in this lifetime will be to work with that beautiful North Node that is working with the energies of Jupiter's expansion and Neptune, the dreamer, the cosmic love. So instead of this lifetime always putting things out and yourself out in the world, the challenge is, how do I work deeply, Scorpio, with family and anchoring myself? Who is my tribe? Who is my family beyond biology? So, yeah. So, I don't want to get too deep into this, but we see your Leo rising fire with a double dose of earth with your sun and moon, double Taurus. Next, this is the fun part. When we move out of the third dimension of just looking at our astrology for this lifetime, or even beyond the Akashic records of all your earthly lifetimes, there is something called the Galactic Akash. And so this is the soul connections, your soul's lifetime on other star systems. And I believe in my heart that oftentimes, like a calculator will come forward or a teacher will come forward that will help us understand, what does my galactic Akash look like and where have I been? And are there the stories of the stars and the lessons that I'm still trying to work on in this lifetime? And I believe as we're moving from the age of Pisces into this Aquarian age, we're still in this portal, right? Um, this expanded galactic superconscious awareness of yourself as a multidimensional being is up for all of us. So, Mary, here we go. I'm in the Canva program. So, here we go. There we go. When I looked at just your conjunctions, and this is just a small snapshot because there's so many stars in the heavens, and the calculator that we currently have has basically, a random assortment of some of the top stars that we've focused on over the many thousands of years. But there are so many more that, of course, want our attention. And when we're ready, they will come forward. Today, we see you working with a conjunction in the second house to your natal Pluto, 29 degrees of Leo, natal Pluto. This is the marker for you and your most transformative death, rebirth, sexuality. It's this going deeply within. And you have Regulus, the beautiful fixed star, one of the four royal stars holding up the heavens. Okay, so when times get tough for you, this is what's coming through in the second house of resources, of what's yours, of your property, your neighborhood, your stuff, your money and relationships. If you are hitting some big transformative aspect in those resources, that the Royal Star Regulus is there to help support you. This is the King Star. This is the star that is working with Archangel Raphael, the healer. So Regulus as a king is saying, I'm leading through my heart. And so if you've had to journey with losing possessions or losing dear ones in relationships, the King Star is continuing to remind you to go into that heart and lead from that experience of, yes, we don't bring any of this with us except the love in our heart. So I want to hold space for you that with Pluto in the second house, it's not been, let's say, an easy soul agreement. And so when we find out what the stars are that are willing to work with us in 2025 and beyond, just calling in Regulus and Archangel Raphael could have some great, wonderful support for you going forward. We also see that Spica in the constellation of Virgo and Arcturus. It's an Arcturian kind of marker working with your natal Jupiter in the fourth house. Yes, close to your north node. On the north node, we see the Shapley attractor and Sirma. So you have support when you want to say, who's helping me with my mission in this life? Sit with the Shapley attractor, learn more about it, embrace Sirma, this gorgeous star. So the goddess's hem or train of her dress. This star is connected when you Google search it with the idea of the passage of time, that the cycles of life. And so, how has the cycles of life and the passage of time, with everything that you've had to give up and then rebuild? So, it's this idea of life, death, and resurrection that's already starting to feel into when I look at your galactic astrology. So not only do you have the super cosmic point of the Shapley attractor, but you have the galactic center working with your natal Saturn. You've got Russell Hogway, the beautiful star of the healer, working with Ophiuchus constellation, Achernar, Alpha Reticulum, Alpheratz in Andromeda, and Pegasus constellations, plural, working with your beautiful Venus in Aries. How gorgeous, in the ninth house. Long distance travel. So when you want to go out into the galactic and have long distance travel or travel deeper within, Alpheratz would like to join you. And if you attune to the vibration of the highest frequency of violet, of that color, Andromeda will come through. So it's a very high level. You could say purple, but it's really a violet shade is what I'm feeling. And there are colors that we cannot see beyond our human eye, but we can attune and feel into. So I'm getting the sense for long distance travel, working with your beautiful star Alpheratz could be very supportive. You also have Mirak and Algol. Algol with your sun. All right. So I'm creating another little video because Jennifer helped catch this idea that I misspoke. I confused Algol with Algorab. So I got my Alg stars confused. But Algol, the head of Medusa, this fiery, passionate female energy, that star has conjoined your natal sun in Taurus out in the world. So I don't know if you were like this passionate CEO level executive that's like really lights up. I mean, the highest level of Algol is, we can get things done. The caution is, do you have to lose your head, or do you have to do all these thoughts inhibit you? Those streams of thoughts, like, how do I move out of my head and into my heart? And I'm hearing your natal Venus, again, working with the Andromedan star collective, these gorgeous, it's not a singular, but it's more of a collective Andromeda consciousness that would like to help you if you have these so many thoughts. How do I stay focused? All right, so let me stop sharing. I hope that was a little taste test for you of how tuning into our galactic heritage can inform you and your pathway forward, as together we're really all trying to understand of who and what we are. And so if you're interested, again, do check out the affiliate links below for studying either with Julia Balaz or just doing your own Google research around what is it that the stars want me to know in this now moment. They're like divine energies. We typically grew up with this idea of angels or spirit guides, but there's a whole nother level of support if you're open to it, that's ready and waiting for you. When they're family, when they're star family, and you approach them from the love in your heart, there is nothing to fear. It's just as a child trying to understand, what is it that I'm here to learn now in this moment? Thank you for your support of the Ascension Playground. I enjoy coming on board and sharing with you when I feel so led. Want to thank anyone who's subscribed, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye.